First, I am saddened by the zero budget given to PhilHealth. As chairman of the Committee on Health, advocacy ko po ang health. Dapat po ang pondo ng PhilHealth ay para sa health. Kaya nga po, PhilHealth. Huwag naman zero budget. Sa huli, ang mga mahihirap na pasyente na naman ang kawawa dyan. Paano po magbe-benefit ang mga pasyente kung zero ang budget ng PhilHealth? Hindi ko alam kung saan napunta ang 74 billion na dapat sana para sa PhilHealth at para sa health. Some of the provisions of the bicameral conference committee report which I personally find unacceptable. Mr. President, although I commend some of the provisions advocated in the BICAM report, I just want to manifest my strong reservation on some of the provisions of the bicameral conference committee report which I personally find unacceptable. I did not also sign the BICAM report because details of the reconciled budget were not available earlier. This is also in line in support of the manifestation of Senator De La Rosa during the opening of the BICAM to give the members time to review prior to signing. Bakit po ako pipirma sa isang dokumento na hindi ko naman po alam ang detalye? First, I am saddened by the zero budget given to PhilHealth. As chairman of the Committee on Health, advocacy ko po ang health. Dapat po ang pondo ng PhilHealth ay para sa health. Kaya nga po, PhilHealth. Lessons learned dapat tayo sa pandemya. We should invest more in health. Katumbas po yan ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Kaya dapat bigyan po natin ng priority ang health. While we acknowledge that PhilHealth has still billions in reserve funds. So, sabi nila 500 billion as discovered and discussed in 5 hearings conducted by the Committee on Health. Subsidy from the national government may still be needed to implement necessary reforms and improvements in its benefit packages. Huwag naman zero budget. Sa huli, ang mga mahihirap na pasyente na naman ang kawawa dyan. We kept on urging PhilHealth to expand its benefit packages, especially for top 10 mortality diseases. Increase case rates, scrap its restrictive policies like the 24-hour confinement policy, cover additional services like dental. Tinupad na nila yung dental recently. Optometric services and assistive device. Paano po magbe-benefit ang mga pasyente kung zero ang budget ng PhilHealth? I also want to highlight that Republic Act 11223 or the Universal Healthcare UHC law also mandates that the amount necessary to implement the provisions of the UHC shall be included in the GAA. Ito po yung nakolekta noong 2023, dapat po nakalaan po ito para sa 2025 and shall be appropriated under the DOH and the national government subsidy to PhilHealth. May pinanggalingan na po yan tulad ng sin tax collections na dapat ay para sa implementation po ng UHC. Nasa batas po yan. May earmarking po yan under Republic Act 11346 at Republic Act 11467 or the sin tax law. There is also a provision in the UHC Act that premium subsidy for direct contributors shall be included annually in the General Appropriations Act. Bigyan sana natin ng maayos at sapat na budget ang PhilHealth at hikayatin ang PhilHealth na i-maximize ang paggamit ng kanilang pondo para sa kanilang mga health-related programs and services. At dapat sana kung ano ang budget na nawala sa PhilHealth, dapat sana ay mapunta sana sa health. Ang budget ng health dapat para sa health. Hindi ko alam kung saan napunta ang 74 billion na dapat sana para sa PhilHealth at para sa health. Kung may tinanggal na budget sa PhilHealth, dapat kulang. Kung may tinanggal na budget sa PhilHealth dahil kulang ang benepisyo na binibigay nito, dapat sa health programs din po ilagay ito. Dapat hindi po sa iba. I also want to highlight the decrease in the budget of the AFP modernization program from the 50 billion approved in the Senate. Tinaasan natin dito sa Senado from the 40 billion approved in the House, naging 35 billion na lang po. As I manifested during the plenary deliberations, importante po ang modernization ng AFP para mapanatili ang kapayapaan at seguridad ng bansa. Anyway, kahit may reservation po ako, nakakalungkot. Just want to put that on record. Thank you, Mr. President.
Rural Financing Health Development Program. Yan daw po ang tawag nila sa proyekto na kanilang gustong i-implementa sa bisa na kanilang naging kasunduan. Mas maraming health facilities sa rural areas, realization ng Universal Healthcare Act, at reduction ng mortality at morbidity rates sa pamamagitan ng pagtatayo ng primary healthcare facilities ang kanilang layunin. According to Tingog, the MOA design which outlines their program is intended to address the gaps in healthcare infrastructure in rural areas. They further claim that it facilitates the construction, expansion, and upgrading of hospitals and clinics, as well as acquisition of much-needed medical equipment. Ayon sa kumakalat na unsigned copy of the MOA, the obligations of Tingog Party List are the following: shall assist and coordinate with LGUs in ensuring their participation to the program. Number 2, shall provide complementary programs and trainings to ensure the fiscal viability of the operations of the hospital. Number 3, shall provide the necessary support in financing health expenses of the patients through its medical assistance program. Ang tanong ko po ngayon, alin po ba sa ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno ang in charge sa healthcare infrastructure? Anong ahensya po ang nakakapagbigay ng technical assistance patungkol sa mga usaping pangkalusugan? Anong ahensya po ng gobyerno ang nangangasiwa ng ating mga local government units? Ang PhilHealth ba? Ang DBP ba? O ang Tingog Party List? Sa taon-taon nating binabalangkas ang national budget, ang Department of Health lamang ang nakikitaan ko ng programa patungkol sa mga health infrastructure. Under the 2025 National Expenditure Program of the Department of Health, the DOH has a program called Health Facilities Enhancement Program, or HFEP. Funds for its HFEP shall be used for the construction, upgrading, or expansion of government healthcare facilities, among others, with priorities in the universal healthcare sites, geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, including the upgrading of facilities for COVID-19 response and equipping and construction of ongoing projects. In the implementation of the infrastructure projects under the HFEP, the DOH may enter into a MOA with the appropriate government agency or local government unit that has the capability to implement the project. In addition, the DOH has the mandate to provide technical assistance, consultation, and advisory services to stakeholders regarding health facilities regulation. More to the point, it is the DOH which issues the so-called certificate of need whenever a government or private entity desires to establish a new hospital. Kaya naman, nakapagtataka para sa akin, bakit kaya hindi na isama ang DOH sa isang programa na sa ating pagtingin ay bahagi o naugnay sa mandato nito. Modesty aside po, isa po akong doktor. Ngunit, Doctor of Philosophy po or PhD, hindi po Doctor of Medicine or MD. Hindi po ako isang health expert. Pero mukhang hindi naman po ata kailangan ng isang doctorate degree o kahit college degree para masabi na mas angkop na mga health expert o ang DOH ang mamamahala o kaya naman ay kasama sa mga programang may kaugnayan sa kalusugan. Bakit kaya mas pinili ng DBP at PhilHealth na makasama sa kanilang MOA ang isang party list kaysa Department of Health? Gusto ko rin pong malinawan. Sa isang banda, nakakapagtataka rin po kung bakit hindi rin mas pinili ng DBP at PhilHealth ang Department of Interior and Local Government na siyang may mandato to exercise general supervision over local government units. Mas may kapasidad ba ang Tingog Party List kaysa DOH at DILG para mag-assist and coordinate with LGUs in ensuring their participation to the program intended to rehabilitate, expand, or construct LGU hospitals? O kaya naman ay makapag-provide ng complementary programs and trainings to ensure the fiscal viability of the operations of the hospital? Sa huli, Ginoong Pangulo, ang tanong ng lahat sa kasunduan na pinirmahan ng PhilHealth, DBP at Tingog Party List. Legal ba ito? Ethical ba ito? Hinaluan at hahaluan ba ng politika ang mga programang pangkalusugan? Masasabi ba natin na ito'y purong ethical at legal at walang halong agendang politikal? Mayroon po bang nalalabag na batas kagaya ng mga paratang ng ibang mga nakapansin sa timing ng programang ito? Hindi po tayo kailanman tutol sa pagpapalaganap ng mga proyektong makapagpapabuti ng sitwasyon ng kalusugan ng ating mga kababayan. Pero sana naman ay naayon sa batas ang papapatupad nito. Kung hindi natin pupunahin ang mga ganitong gawain na may akusasyon ng irregularidad, para saan pa ang pagiging mga mambabatas natin? Noong nakaraang budget deliberation lamang po natin ng 2025 budget, nabigyan pansin naman po ang kahalagahan ng pamumuhunan sa kalusugan ng ating mga mamamayan. May mga kasamahan din tayo na nagtanong na kung epektibo ang ating mga batas na may kaugnayan sa kalusugan, bakit marami pa rin ang pumipila sa Senado para humingi ng medical assistance? Nakakalungkot po na tila inaasa sa politika ang kalusugan ng ating mga mamamayan. Samantalang ito ay isang batayang karapatan na hindi na dapat ipinaglilimos kaninuman. Kung magsasagawa po ng pagdinig ang ating Senate Committee on Health and Demography patungkol sa MUA ng PhilHealth, DBP at Tingog Party List, asahan po ninyo, hindi po ako mahihiyang magtanong. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Jelly Castro, this zero-budget move for PhilHealth is unacceptable. Senator Bongo makes a good point about focusing funds on healthcare. Poor patients deserve better. Pahayag naman ni Eman Gutierrez, it's sad that healthcare funding is being put at risk, especially for the poor. Senator Bongo is advocating for the proper use of PhilHealth's funds, which will benefit the needy. His leadership in this issue is vital for the country's future. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Nikki Ann May, sa bulsa na naman nila mapupunta yung para sa PhilHealth, grabe talaga ang corrupt sa panunungkulan ng presidenteng nakaupo ngayon. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.